Hey guys, JJ here, and it looks like Capcom may have their biggest financial year to date with multiple major titles releasing, including Resident Evil Village's DLC, a potential Resident Evil 4 remake, and much more. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Resident Evil news has been slow lately, but it looks like that's about to change big time. Capcom recently released their financial sales forecast for this fiscal year, and it is projected to be their largest grossing to date. Capcom's fiscal year runs April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2023. With their forecast, they revealed their plans to release Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, scheduled for June 30th, 2022, Street Fighter 6, along with the release of major new titles. Almost 1 year ago today, Capcom had officially announced that they would be working on a DLC expansion for Resident Evil Village. They have since been silent about this DLC, but if they plan to release within this year's fiscal window, there's a good chance we'll see a reveal very soon, like next month soon. I'll get a little bit more into that in a minute. There has been rumors about a potential complete gold edition, which will include all the DLC along with VR support. This is yet to be confirmed, but if history repeats itself, it only makes sense that Capcom would release a full package like they did with the Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition. With the success and praise Resident Evil 7 received for its VR support and the announcement of PSVR 2, Capcom may be aware of this opportunity, which would explain the initial lack of VR support upon Village's release. I must admit, exploring the Village in virtual reality would be incredible, but I'll keep my expectations in check until official news is released. This leads us into Capcom's next major title release, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Rumors about a potential Resident Evil 4 remake have been circulating the internet for over a year now. Prominent sources have indicated that Resident Evil 4 Remake is in development and is scheduled for an early 2022 reveal and a 2023 release date. To add more credibility to this, last year Capcom had a security breach which revealed their plans for upcoming game releases, including Resident Evil 4 Remake. Additionally, Nvidia also had a leak which listed all their potential GeForce Now games. On that list, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Further rumors suggest that Resident Evil 4 Remake will include a much darker, more horror-focused tone. Side characters will have larger roles, and Ada's segment will be expanded upon. Between the rumors, leaks, and Capcom's projected sales forecast, all the stars seem to be aligning for Capcom's biggest fiscal year to date. If Capcom plans to release these major new titles before March 31st, 2023, then a reveal will be coming very shortly. Since E3 has been canceled, the next major gaming event will take place at the Summer Game Fest, which will be held next month, June 2022. It just so happens that Capcom is featured on the list of attending developers. If this is the case, next month will be huge for Resident Evil news and reveals. I cannot wait to see what Capcom has in store for us, and there will be plenty of news to cover and talk about in the coming months. We'll keep you posted as news is released. Getting hyped and speculating is part of the fun for me as a Resident Evil fan, and I cannot wait to see what the DLC for Village will be about. Will it focus on Chris and his Houndwolf squad as they investigate the European branch of the BSAA and their involvement in creating bioweapons, or will it include the scrapped Ada Wong DLC we seen pictured in the concept art? Personally, I would like to see the early events that took place in Castle Dimitrescu, further exploring the story of the maidens that disappeared in the castle leading up to the Lycan outbreak in the village, how the villagers banded together to try to survive the nightmare that unfolded. Moving on to the Resident Evil 4 remake. I personally think a remake of Code Veronica is much more deserving of the remake treatment, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited to see what a remake of 4 would look like with today's graphics in the RE engine. A much darker, more horror-focused tone sounds fantastic, but I hope Capcom doesn't lose sight of what made the original so iconic. The campy tone, Leon's one-liners, and the cheesy dialogue. A fine balance would suffice. Well, we'll find out soon, but now I'm curious to know your thoughts. What would you like to see for the Resident Evil Village DLC? Are you excited for a Resident Evil 4 remake? Do you think we'll see a reveal at Summer Game Fest in June? Or do you think every bit of information we have received thus far is all just a coincidence? Let us know down below in the comments and let's have a discussion about it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and for all the latest Resident Evil news, make sure to subscribe. The Residents of Evil is a Patreon supported channel and also supported by our YouTube members. If you would like to become a member and unlock access to custom badges, emojis, and exclusive live streams, click that join button down below. You can join our ever-growing survival horror community on Discord, link will be in the description, and I have the Duke here at the Residents of Evil to tell you a little about our sponsor, GFUEL.
Do you have need of anything for the road ahead? The Residents of Evil has expanded its services. Perhaps you're in need of a little pick-me-up. I recommend the GFUEL. You can even get a fair discount if you use the code ROE upon purchase. And as always, we thank you for your patronage, stranger.
As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you back at the Residence of Evil.
Everyone is welcome here at the Residence of Evil. Strangers, strangers, one at a time. Come back anytime.